Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, fine folks. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Folks, let me tell you something. It is amazing. Every day, more and more members in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room that are announcing that they've established relationships with the actual bankers that will exchange their currency, and also the wealth managers that are also bankers that will help them to build their wealth. Just this morning, we had a member that posted, I'm just sharing, meeting with a wealth manager tomorrow at 10 a.m. This is a young lady, now new into the room, already meeting with the banker at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Then another member, good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm truly grateful. I was one in a big maze, and today I can say I am squared away with my wealth manager. Yes, my banker. I had my appointment yesterday. God is good all the time. She continued by saying, he was shocked how much I knew. I had more questions for him than he had for me. And he was the one that touched on foreign currency, not me. I learned my lesson with that one before. So this is a member who had her appointment with the actual banker yesterday, and the banker brought up foreign currency to her. This is something, ladies and gentlemen, that Wiley and myself are educating and teaching members in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, because Goldilocks has been sharing for over 3, almost 4 years on the new digital economy, the new banking system that we're going into that must be set up for the RV. So what we are able to do in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room is to educate our members. Simple 9 steps on how to establish relationships with the actual bankers who are preparing our members for the exchange. It's a process that Goldilocks has been sharing over the last 3 to 4 years. We understand the process. Our members now know the process because they're following what Goldilocks is teaching them. They're following how we are able to educate them on what Goldilocks shares. We're able to provide the members with what the banks are preparing for so that they could go in to the bank and be set up for success. There are 9 steps to the success that our members are following in establishing these relationships with the actual bankers. Why not you? There are 2 things you need to do if you would like to be in a position with our members. Number 1, you need to click the red link at the bottom right. Click the red image, the bottom right, and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the updates on the process of the RV by Goldilocks. The second thing you need to do is there's a link in the top of the description to join free the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, where you will meet many members that have already established relationships with bankers, and they'll help you for free to do the same. They're no different than you. They're just like you. Now, I just got off the phone with Goldilocks, and we reviewed a very important announcement from Iraq. And this is from the Gazette. Oh, you all have heard about the Gazette. Ladies and gentlemen, major announcement that you all must be aware of. The Gazette, albeit important in Iraq, has nothing to do with the RV. Yeah, I know you've been hearing that. See, this is things that we've been educating our members on. Our members don't have the anxiety. They don't have all of the roller coaster emotions every week, every weekend about the Gazette, about Sadani saying he's going to do this, and about the HCL. And our members were on that roller coaster one time before too. But why do you think they're now establishing relationships with bankers? They've been following the process by Goldilocks, shared by Wiley and myself in the room to establish the relationships. Why do you have the anxiety? Why are you on the roller coaster? Our members don't have. They were there once. They don't have that feeling, those feelings anymore. Have you ever heard of a choo-choo train? Well, many people are on the foo-foo train. All the guru foo-foo about these dates that come up and go by, and nothing has happened. Folks, I'm going to educate you on the Gazette. And this is an announcement that Goldilocks is sharing today from the Gazette. Folks, before I get into it, I'm going to share the Gazette. Anything that goes into the Gazette must be a law. The Gazette is the Iraqi local paper that posts laws that are passed by the Iraqi parliament. So if something is to be posted in the Gazette about a rate change, that would have to be passed by the Iraqi parliament first. So when someone tells you that the Gazette is going to all of a sudden post a rate change, tell them to show you the law that was passed in order for it to appear in the Gazette. It doesn't exist. Let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing from the Iraqi Gazette today. Quote, in a world increasingly defined by digital finance, Iraq has taken a transformative step with the Digital Payment Regulation Law No. 2 of 2024. This is a quote from Iraq, from the Gazette. I'll continue with the quote from the Gazette. This landmark policy marks more than just regulatory progress. It signifies a realignment of Iraq's financial infrastructure with global standards. End quote. Folks, the Gazette is posting a law that was just passed by the Iraqi government. The law is called Digital Payment Regulation No. 2 of 2024. There's a link that is going to be in the description where you can go to the Gazette and see this for yourself. The link is from the Gazette, where it is a new law passed for digital payment regulation. Now, this is absolutely important to Iraq going international. Yes, this law was necessary for Iraq to legally move the Iraqi dinar into the global, international, worldwide marketplace. We're not there yet, but this law had to be passed. Just imagine Iraq just all of a sudden ad hoc, boom, goes international without it being legal. It can't happen. No different than the United States. There are laws, regulations that must be followed. The President of the United States, Congress, there are certain regulations and laws that must be passed first before there is anything that can be implemented throughout the country. Goldilocks is continuing. Iraq is aligning their banks with digital global standards as seen in their new digital payment regulation we just talked about. It is important to note that the United States is doing the same very thing. Yes, right now, the United States is also implementing a new digital regulation for the United States. Goldilocks has been sharing for the last several months that the United States and Iraq both have been implementing regulations and laws related to digital transformation connected to the quantum financial system. Also, border digital transformation connected to our borders. Iraq is doing the same thing, all under the umbrella of the United Nations. Iraq and the U.S. is doing the same thing at the same time. Now, and this is what Goldilocks has been sharing with us for months, now we see the law actually passed in Iraq, posted in the Gazette. Folks, when a law is passed by Parliament in Iraq, let's say if it's on a Thursday, it will be posted in the Gazette the following Sunday and Wednesday of the following week. It is law. No Sudani cannot come back from the United States and go to Iraq and say, oh, post in the Gazette a new rate. How is that possible when the legal structure must be that the Parliament passed the law first? Al-Sudani does not have the power or authority to change the rate of the Iraqi dinar. It comes from the CBI. But the Parliament in itself will, when the Iraqi dinar rate changes by the CBI approving the rate change, it goes on to Forex. There's the Gazette has nothing to do with it. If that was the case, that means that the Iraqi parliament, which can barely pass anything without throwing sandals and chairs at each other, that means they would have to go through that whole process of months, possibly years, to vote and approve of the dinar to go up in value. Then it goes into the Gazette. That's the law. But it doesn't happen that way with the rate because it's not in the hands of the parliament. Again, if it was in the hands of the parliament, they would have to come together, agree to a rate, vote without killing each other, then send it to the president of Iraq to ratify, meaning the president then has to sign, approve what the parliament just approved. Then after the president signs, called ratifying or ratification, then it goes to the Gazette. So if it was true that the rate would go into the Gazette, all of that would have to happen first. This is why I'm telling you, there is no need for the Gazette relative to the rate of the dinar increasing. It doesn't exist. I'll continue from Goldilocks about this new law. called the Digital Payment Regulation. That is the law to prepare Iraq to eventually go international. On October the 14th, when the beautiful D, an amazing Goldilocks, invited me to the call with the CBI, they confirmed the digital transformation in the digital banks in Iraq in preparation to go international. Here is the law. Digital Payment Regulation No.2 of 2024 in Iraq is intended to help the country's financial sector align with global standards and reduce its reliance on cash. This regulation, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this new law that Iraq just passed and now is posted in the Gazette will help create a more transparent and secure financial system that could make Iraq more attractive to foreign investors, which makes the Iraqi dinar more attractive to foreign investors. This regulation, ladies and gentlemen, also requires entities that offer electronic payment services to obtain a license from the CBI. This new law requires that any financial institution that wishes to utilize electronic payments must be licensed by the CBI. How is this important? Why is this relevant? Folks, the QFS, which is electronic, digital, there must be a legal onboarding system. Let's think of a legal road, a legal highway to enter onto the quantum financial system. This law, the Digital Payment Regulation Law, is now the legal highway for Iraq to connect to the quantum financial system. Now, if a financial institution wants to connect also with Iraq, they must obtain a license. And the license by law now must be for 10 years and can be renewed upon request or approval. So when any bank, financial institution around the world that wants to connect with Iraq's new digital banks, they must obtain a license, and it must be for 10 years minimum. Meaning, Iraq is not playing. They're looking for the long haul. You want to do business with us, global banks? You want to do business with us, global financial institutions? You must be licensed with the Central Bank of Iraq now. It is law. The Digital Payment Regulation No.2 of 2024 helps align countries' digital payment systems with global standards by establishing clear laws and oversight for large digital payment providers, ensuring protection, combating fraud, combating terrorist financing, and promoting consistency in how digital payments are handled across different markets in line with international standards. The quantum financial system, folks, is a digital format. It's a digital payment network. It's a blockchain. Here in the United States, Goldilocks is sharing, the Consumer Financial Bureau has implemented the same law. It's called Digital Payment Regulation No.2 of 2024, which also in the United States aims to bring large digital payment apps under regulatory approval, ensuring consistency with global practices. This is a quote from Iraq. Quote, Iraq now possesses advanced infrastructure capable of accommodating electronic payment tools and financial services. We will soon transition to digital banks where smartphones will drive various banking operations, end quote. In other words, Goldilocks is now saying Iraq is restoring their banking system, monetary policies to a former state of alignment with the global economy. Folks, what Iraq is now doing, what Iraq has now done via this law, this new law, Digital Payment Regulation No.2 of 2024, is now they have legally have aligned the Iraqi banking system to now have a legal roadway, framework, pathway for any country to connect with Iraq digitally and Iraq to connect with the world digitally. The United Nations also, and Goldilocks has included this article, the link will also be in the description. The United Nations has announced this is the turning point, Iraq's leap into the digital economy. And by this way, from the United Nations, which of course is global, international, connects through every country around the world. Remember, the United Nations, with the collaboration of Iraq, just in September, helped to digitize their ports. So when goods and services come in and out of Iraq, they will now be digital. So therefore the dinar, the Iraqi dinar, will be collected by digital means instead of manual corruption at the borders. This new law, the Digital Payment Regulation Law No.2 of 2024, this is directly from the Gazette. The link will be in the description. All you need to do is translate it to English yourself. You will see the law. This is the process. Anything that goes into the Gazette must be passed by Parliament first. Ladies and gentlemen, our members have known this for probably a little over a year because this is what we've been sharing with them. This is what Goldilocks has been showing. Why do you think our members are able to establish relationships with the actual bankers that are going to exchange their dinar, their dong, and any other currency that goes up in value? Why is it that you think we have members where the bankers, wealth managers, and others who are going to help manage and grow the wealth? Why do you think they're meeting with our members face to face? At their homes, at restaurants, accommodating them? Because our members have been educated on the process by Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself, sharing it with them. Our members know better than when they hear something about the Gazette to not allow their emotions to go through the roof, because our members know it's irrelevant. They know the process. But yes, the Gazette is now relevant and brought to your attention right now. So, beautiful folks, it is time for you to get off the foo-foo train that used to be the choo-choo train. No more foo-foo. No more guru foo-foo for you. If that is you, you are more than welcome for free to click the link at the top of the description, the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, and join many people just like you, waiting to exchange their currency and obtain this wealth, this blessing that is on its way. You're welcome to join these folks who are already prepared with their bankers and many new members that are taking their first steps that we have shared. Steps to success in establishing the relationship with their bankers and being prepared for their exchange. Many members, they already know, no need for a notification or any sort. Many of our members will be contacted directly by the bankers that they've already met with. Many members also will know in advance because they pay attention to Forex and other avenues, which will let them know. And yeah, Goldilocks will also know in advance. Be well, be kind, stay grounded, stay in. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance to get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.